Hi guys, so this is to walk you through your third essay assignment, and you guys have looked at a number of different texts and genres within the philosophical movement of Transcendentalism. So the prompt is as usual pretty broad. You're going to choose one or more overarching themes, genres, or ideas discussed in the unit and analyze how one work from a particular author that we read in the unit relates to Transcendentalism. So you're going to discuss really how the movement and the author together fit into or impact this sort of larger scope of Transcendentalism and literature. So the unique aspect of this is that you're going to have a couple of options of how you want to do this essay. You can do a 3 to 4 page essay as usual with a bibliography. You can do a 10-minute video lecture that you'll upload to YouTube, and then I can view it. Again, you'll still need to submit a bibliography as well with that, but you can do the actual essay part as a video lecture. You can also do a 12 to 15 slide PowerPoint or Prezi, and you, again, will have to have a bibliography for those on the last slide or point on your Prezi. So the purpose of this is to let you guys really talk about the literature in a way that feels comfortable for you. If you're comfortable with an essay, you enjoy writing the essay style, then go ahead and please do that essay. If you are someone who much more prefers to kind of talk about ideas or points and you're comfortable on camera, then do the video lecture. You're doing essentially what I do with you guys, which is where I walk you guys through a piece of literature on video. If you prefer to really use sort of a PowerPoint structure where you can include visuals and kind of boil things down a little bit to kind of be the main ideas, you can do that as well. So your choices here include Emerson, Thoreau, Whitman, Dickinson, and Douglas. You should choose, of course, the author that most interests you, and you do need to do the work that you read for them in this course. Now, when it comes to Dickinson and Whitman, if you choose to, I'm going to say you can do up to 2 poems, but I wouldn't do anything more than that. You are required to use 2 sources to support your argument. So these can be scholarly or they can just be normal kind of credible sources. So things like biography.com, history.com are fine as long as you're choosing credible sources. And the choice of your argument and the topic and the literary work that you choose is yours. So choose carefully. Again, this is purposely broad because I want you guys to be able to talk about what was interesting to you. But you do need to talk about in depth the meaning of the topic related to Transcendentalism. So how does that work show or exhibit particular aspects of Transcendentalism? And then secondarily, how does that author or that author's identity and the background and sort of the historical situation help shape our understanding of that literature? So why is it important that we read someone like Emerson? Why is it important that we read Dickinson with her positionality as an early female American author? Poet. Why is it important to read someone like Frederick Douglass or Whitman with their understanding of what it is to be quote-unquote American? So pull in solid evidence from the texts. Remember that you are creating an argument and then you are showing your audience your argument. So don't just tell them things. You want to show them through evidence what you're talking about. So quotes from the text, and then outside evidence from your sources. Same thing, pull in specific quotes from those outside sources and cite them in text as well as on your bibliography. So your essay is due on Sunday, May 5th at midnight. Anything that you write, so say a bibliography, is required to be, of course, standard MLA. Remember that everything is checked through SafeAssign for plagiarism, so your PowerPoint or Prezi will also be checked through SafeAssign. It will still pick up exactly what it picks up on the essays, so make sure that you are citing correctly. Even if you're giving a presentation, you want to make sure that you attribute any quotes or evidence to your sources. So you're going to be examined on making sure you have a good, solid argumentative thesis statement, good, close analysis of the literary work and its major concepts. Remember to keep the focus on the literature, most importantly. Don't let this become a biography or a history essay. Make sure that you're analyzing the literature. Make sure you're looking at things like characterization. You're looking at plot, theme, symbolism, imagery, foreshadowing, flashbacks, everything that you know how to look for. pull in solid evidence to support your claims from your primary and secondary sources. Proper length, so whether that's written or slides or length of the presentation, make sure that you have good MLA formatting, and as always, citation and sources. Make sure you have a fully developed essay structure. So even if you're giving me an oral presentation, you want to make sure that you have notes, that you're prepared, because those 10 minutes do go by really fast. So you want to make sure that you have a solid argument structure that's clear and organized, and you don't just kind of go off the cuff. Same thing for your prezis or your PowerPoints. It still needs to have an introduction. It still needs to have a body with main ideas and evidence and a good conclusion. You do need to write more than just a couple of bullets. I do expect this to be roughly akin to what you would see in an essay. It's just in a different format, where you're able to kind of boil things down to bullets, and you can include visuals. But I don't want to see a 12-slide presentation with 2 bullets on each slide. That's not going to be a highly graded essay, or highly graded essay number 3. And then a careful, clear organization of all your ideas. So a couple of notes. If you do the essay, you know how to check and make sure your essay was accurately submitted. Make sure that you can see it on the page, because what you see is what I see. And being that this is the end of the course, if something isn't rendering on the page, I have nothing to grade. And there is no time for me to turn around and wait for you to kind of send in the essays. So you need to make sure that it is rendering on the page and you can see it. With the video lecture, you are going to upload it to YouTube, and then you'll just put the link in your submission. You do need to double check that link once you submit it. Make sure it clicks out to YouTube so that it plays, and make sure that it's set to public and not private, because if I can't see it, I have nothing to grade. And the same thing with the PowerPoints or prezis, same thing with the link on the prezi as the YouTube link. The PowerPoint, you need to make sure it's the same thing as the essay. You'll be able to see it render on the page. And again, if you can't see it, I can't see it. So do make sure that when you submit, you're submitting ahead of the deadline, so you have plenty of time to make sure these links or presentations or whatever are showing and working. And then this is actually the last assignment of the course. We don't have a final exam. You do have an opportunity for an extra credit that's due on Monday, May 6th, but otherwise this is the last assignment for the course. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, you guys are going to do great.